This is a trading review for the 21st of July 2022. I had something to do at 9:30 on Thursday, so I was in the back of my head. I was thinking about finishing early, and that's not good. So that's something I need to pay attention to. Uh, Everything was very volatile. You can see here that the stocks moved very weird. Um, if there was an entry, everything opened in the gray area, but if there were entries at the right areas, I had to take them within the first 5 minutes and using the 1 minute candle. And these moves are very volatile, so I'm not experienced enough to take those kind of trades. But you can see here that we bounce off those areas, the R3 level. You can place your stop loss above the previous day level and then profit from that, right? But I have to use the 5 minute candles at least to make a good entry because we're trying to get dollar moves, not cents. But anyways, I was looking at Apple because Apple was an outside day, so maybe I should have avoided it, trading it as an inside day. But it was kind of behaving as an inside day. Um, I waited for it and I made my first entry at the break of the R3 and the break of the 5 minute candles, which happened nicely. You can see here, we threw a lot of upper tails, which indicate like selling pressure. So so I made my first entry here, but because every 1 minute candle on Apple was very wide because of the volatility. Uh, to have a good size, you had to have a very tight stop loss. So I added to my position here because I was not happy with my size, but I had to. My mistake here was not realizing how volatile the stock was. So having a small size is actually good in this instance, and having a wide stop as well. So I added more to my position because I wasn't happy, and then because I removed my hard stop loss, I had to do it manually, and we pulled back strongly. So I got scared. But once we pulled back to my stop, I just pulled the trigger because I wasn't comfortable and I didn't know where the stock was gonna go. So I got out of my position for one loss. But then you can see that we rejected VWAP and the previous value area. So I made my entry once again at the break of the 1 minute, the break of the 5 minute, which is reasonable. That's my second entry. But we got stopped out again, and I got stopped out again. But this time, because of my own tight stop losses. If I had put my stop loss at VWAP, uh, I would have only gotten stopped out once here on this pullback, and then I could have made my entry here on this clear rejection of value once again, which is this was my winning trade right here. But before that, because I was placing stupid stop losses, I got stopped out. Uh, this entry is fine. There was not much I can do about it, but this entry here, you can see that we had VWAP, and I should have used that as my stop loss. Although this level is fine, but with the amount of volatility that we were having, maybe VWAP. So I got stopped out here. I made another entry, but this entry is bad because we don't even have a 5 minute breakdown. We don't even have a 5 minute breakout, and we don't have a 1 minute breakdown. So I made this entry just out of the anticipation that we were gonna drop from R3. So this is a bad entry, and then this other entry, two trades were bad. I did not follow my setup. This entry right here was based on the fact that we rejected VWAP. So now I placed my stop loss at VWAP, but I got stopped out again on this last attempt to trigger stop losses. But you can see that the 154 level was very well respected. So instead of doing all of these things, maybe I could have made my entry here and using the value or the 154 price level as my stop loss and just hold until we get this move. But anyways, this was my fourth trade and last trade, and I ended the day at -4 with a greater loss than 4 hours. So I was down around $113. But then we had this clear rejection once again, and I decided to take it because I have a strict rule about only taking 4 trades because because my account size is small and you want to get used to just taking as little trades as possible and be as accurate as possible. So, but four trades is very conservative, and especially after realizing, you know what, I just became more and more sure that the reason this trade didn't work is because I placed my stop loss too tight. So it was me, not the stock itself that caused all of this. It was my decisions. So once the stock was ready to move, and I could tell it was gonna be a big move, I made my entry because this reaction now, this all of this was a fight, but now the signal to enter was right here, and it wasn't on the 5 minute breakout, but the 5 minutes were already signaling, you know what, everyone is going short at 154. We were just loading up, and we had value here. So I made my entry here, and we dropped heavily, and I got allowed at 152.25 to recover the more than $100 that I had lost, and end the day at more than gold. So it was a crazy day, crazy 5 trades that I took, all of them an R3 short. So I'm gonna get working on this. It was my first trade. I will say it was a B, although I would have liked to. Yes, we did not have stacks. We did not have a volume signal. No break rule, so the first trade is fine. The second trade here was also fine, but I placed my stop loss too tight. And if I had placed it at VWAP, I would have only gotten stopped out twice, and I would have been able to take my third trade here for a winner. Okay, all of this is the same. Put -1. So these two trades were fine. They were perfectly fine. Then my third trade was on a pullback, so it was a failed trade. Short the same. So I broke 3 rules on this trade, and it's all the same on my fourth trade. Exactly the same, my third trade, fourth trade. I entered on this reaction once again, but got stopped out on a pullback. But this trade, I saw the reaction, so this entry was more reasonable because it was based on reading. We made what? Just 2.88 plus what? 4.2, 7.08. We made 7.08 R on this trade, almost 10 R. It's crazy. Um, so those are my 5 trades on Apple. Lost my head a little bit, lost my composure, and losing composure means losing money. You can see here I had to have a monster trade on Thursday to recover these further losing trades. So I didn't get lucky. I just messed up a lot by placing very tight stop losses because I think I got too comfortable with my trades working out nicely, but that was the result of me waiting. So I apply the same rules on different circumstances with a very volatile stock. So yeah, I think it's the pain of waiting is less than the pain of losing. So yeah. Anyways, end of the day at that. I did not trade on Friday, so I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do a review for Friday because I did not trade. So that's it. Hopefully next week I can do a better job of trading and avoid jumping in too early. I can have the patience and the lucidity of mind to take good trades only. So hopefully we have a better week next time.